Relax. Allow your body to sink deeper into comfort, resting gently against your pillow or surface. Feel the weight of your limbs, releasing tension, and surrender to the softness around you. Breathe in slowly and out more slowly. With each breath, feel your mind drifting, your shoulders loosening, your thoughts growing faint and calm. Now, allow your attention to settle on the quiet of this moment. You hear only my voice, the faint hush of the world beyond, and the warmth enveloping you. You are safe. You are drifting. Let your mind open as though entering a soft dream. If these quiet tales are helping you drift off, a gentle like or a silent subscribe would mean the world. It helps this sleepy corner of the internet reach others who need a little calm too. I always wonder, where in the world are you listening from right now? If you're still awake, leave a whisper of a comment, maybe your city and the time on your clock. It's a beautiful thing, this quiet little global gathering, all connected through stories and stillness. Now, let's set the mood. Dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum and get comfortable. Our story begins in a land of snow and silence. Our story today sets sail in a quiet mountain valley of medieval Japan, where winter's first snow has just begun its gentle descent. The air is crisp, edged with whispering cold, and each flake drifts slowly from sky to earth, turning hillsides pale and silent. In that valley, hidden among bamboo groves and cedar forests, there stands a humble hut whose walls are woven from reed and clay, its roof thatched with straw. Inside this hut, the soft glow of lantern light flickers. A tea master, cloaked in simple robes, moves with deliberate calm, preparing for the day's first ceremony. Outside, the snow falls in endless hush, each flake landing like a feather. Quietening footsteps, muffling sound, blanketing the world in stillness. He invites a guest to sit beside him on woven tatami mats, near a small hearth where soft coals glow faintly, radiating warmth. The room smells of steamed wood, earthy clay, and the faint scent of pine from the surrounding hills. The guest, wrapped in a woolen shawl, breathes softly, feeling the hush of snow pressing against the paper-thin walls. The tea master places a low, round tray of polished lacquer before his guest. He brings out a bowl of matcha, powdered green tea, and a bamboo whisk. In this era, the practice of chanwu, the Japanese tea ceremony, is already deeply spiritual, rooted in Zen Buddhism, where every gesture is deliberate and imbued with mindfulness. He warms the bowl with water, lifts it gently, and pours the first drops. Steam rises in gentle spirals, curling like mist in the heart. The whisk moves slowly, back and forth, in soft, quiet strokes, until the tea froths lightly, silky, and calm. You can almost hear the whispering foam, the soft swish of bamboo, the gentle hiss of heated water melding into powdered leaf. Outside the pane of translucent paper, snow continues to fall. You imagine yourself there, beside that window, hearing the soft tap of flakes against cane screens, watching them drift downward in silent choreography. The guest lifts the bowl, holds it in both hands for a moment, feeling its warmth, then sips. A quiet sigh of comfort, the flavor gentle, vegetal, warm in the chest. As the guest drinks, the tea master speaks in a voice as soft as falling snow, telling how in this medieval age tea was more than drink. It was a path to clarity, a bridge between host and guest, a meditation in motion. He speaks of scrolls in temples where monks distilled principles of harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. He recounts how each bowl of tea, when offered sincerely, becomes a silent prayer. The hearth crackles softly, the logs glow deep red, a stray ember melts a powder of ash. A soft draught carries the scent of wood and resin. The guest hears the heartbeat of that fire and feels a gentle warmth spreading through the room. Again, the tea master refills the bowl, and this time the whisk's motion is slower, more poetic. He invites the guest to watch how the patterns in the froth shift, like miniature clouds drifting across a quiet sky. You, the listener, imagine the movement, the swirl, the subtle dance, so slow, so gentle. Outside, the snow thickens. The trees, their branches tipped in white, bow under the gentle load. A wind stirs, soft and distant, making a hollow whisper through bamboo stalks. In the distance, a temple bell rings once, low, deep, resonant. It echoes across frost-hushed hills, then fades into silence. The tea master pauses. He sets down the whisk. He offers a small piece of candied chestnut, glazed and delicate, the sweetness mild on the tongue. The guest accepts it with reverence, tasting the simple delight, the contrast, the slight sweetness, the warm matcha, the cold snow outside, all blending into quiet harmony. Then the master says, "Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the world beyond these walls. Imagine the snow drifting over forests and riverbanks, settling over stone bridges and clay roofs. Imagine the soft hush in every corner, the gentle blanketing of white." So you, the listener, imagine that world. You see a river slowly narrowing under ice, its edges crusted. You see distant lanterns in village windows, glowing dimly. You feel the winter air, delicate and pure. You feel your own breath, soft, synchronized with the falling snow. When you open your eyes again, the tea master has placed a second bowl before you. This one is deeper in color, richer in aroma. He whispers of how tea masters in this period sometimes inscribed small poems on paper, folded within lacquered lids so that the guest would discover them as they drank. Hidden verse offered quietly, like a snowflake's secret. The guest lifts the bowl and drinks again, and the warmth blossoms in the chest. The room seems to breathe. The snow drifts. The hearth glows. The world narrows to this small hut, this bowl, this moment. And now, as you listen, you feel your own eyelids grow heavy. The rhythms of whisk and steam lull you deeper. Your breathing slows, matches the quiet pace of snow. The crackle of the hearth, the soft voice, the hush outside. Each layer guides you further inward. Let this moment carry you gently. Let the world fall away. Let your thoughts melt like snow on warmed clay. Let the warmth in your chest radiate outward through every limb. Soon the tea master will stand, bow, and bid you rest, drawing a final curtain of silence. You slowly drift deeper and deeper into dreams as quiet as falling snow. The tea master moves slowly now, folding a simple cloth in a precise pattern, fukusa, a silken square of deep plum used to purify the tea tools. Even this motion is calm, almost like a soft wave folding over itself. The cloth glides over the bamboo scoop, known as the chishaku, which he uses to portion the bright green powder with reverent care. He tells the guest, in a voice low and barely above a whisper, how in medieval Japan the tea scoop was not merely a tool. It was often a cherished heirloom, passed down through generations, each carrying a story, each remembering a winter, a guest, a moment just like this. The room is quiet. Only the gentle puff of steam from the iron kettle rises, like breath on a cold morning. Only the crackling of glowing embers and the rhythmic hush of falling snow. The guest listens as though each sound were a thread, weaving the fabric of calm. The master lifts the kettle, its shape simple, blackened with time. With 2 hands, he tilts it ever so gently, allowing a slender stream of hot water to pour into the waiting bowl. The water strikes the powder softly, like footsteps on snow. No splash, only silence transformed into warmth. With each movement, your mind quiets further. The bamboo whisk swirls. You hear it now, a soft rhythm, like a breeze through reeds, round and round, slow and smooth. The froth rises a sea of green silence. The master does not rush. In medieval Japan, time inside a tea hut was not counted in hours, but in breath, in presence, in peace. The outside world fades, and all that remains is this room and this moment and this calm. You begin to feel as if you are the guest, or perhaps you are the tea master, and the silence is your language. The master places a second sweet beside the tea, a small yoken, a jelly made from red bean and agar, lightly chilled by the air. The guest tastes it slowly, and as they do, they close their eyes. You too, now, close your eyes. Let the warmth rise in your chest. Let the sweetness melt on your tongue, even in imagination. Outside, the wind is rising, not harsh, but tender. It brushes against the bamboo stalks, creating a gentle creaking sound, like an old boat floating on still water. Bamboo wind chimes sway slightly, their tones deep and wooden, ancient lullabies sung to the snow. The tea master's hand moves once more to the shelf. From a small wooden box, he draws a kakemono, a hanging scroll painted in soft black ink. He unrolls it, revealing a single word, yoshin, a concept meaning quiet, grace, mystery, beauty, hidden in the shadows. He hangs the scroll on the alcove wall, and both he and the guest bow to it, honoring the silent wisdom it offers. You imagine that scroll now, and let your mind touch the meaning of yujin, that some beauty is too deep to speak aloud, that some peace comes only when the world is completely still. Snow gathers thickly now on the thatched roof above. You can almost hear the weight of it, pressing down gently, like a blanket. The cold is out there, but here there is only warmth, only stillness, only now. The tea master offers a final bowl. This time, it's not matcha, but hot water infused with roasted rice, genmika, light and nutty. A humble blend, once loved by monks and villagers alike. Its aroma fills the room like the memory of autumn, even in the heart of winter. The guest accepts it with gratitude, and they sit for a long while in silence, sipping, listening, breathing. You, too, are sipping now, perhaps not with your lips, but with your mind, taking in this moment, its warmth, its ease. And as the final sip is taken, as the bowl is set gently down, the master speaks once more. The first snow reminds us that the world must sleep to dream, that stillness is not emptiness, but peace, that in the quietest moments the soul becomes visible. The fire crackles one last time. The guest bows. The tea master bows in return. And outside, the forest sleeps beneath a blanket of white. Now let your breath slow once again. Let your limbs grow heavier. Let your body melt into the bed beneath you, like snow into warm earth. Let this story stay with you, not as a tale remembered, but as a dream you are still dreaming. Soon, we will leave the hut. Soon, even the snow will stop falling. But for now, let yourself drift. Let go of the world. Let's go deeper still into the soft hush of that snow-filled world. Let your breath match the rhythm of the falling flakes, slow, peaceful, unfolding. The guest, wrapped now in a heavier robe offered by the tea master, rises slowly from the tatami mat. The warmth of the tea still lingers in their chest, a quiet ember glowing behind their ribs. The master opens the sliding reed door, just enough for the cold air to whisper inside, soft and fresh, carrying with it the faint scent of snow-dusted pine. Outside, the world is still. The snow has grown thick over the stepping stones, covering their surfaces in soft curves. Each step is now a decision, each footprint a signature in white. The guest steps out, guided by the tea master. Their feet land softly, their breath visible in short, pale clouds. The hut fades behind them, its warm light glowing through paper walls like a lantern floating in a sea of snow. This path is sacred. The master has walked it many winters, always after the first snow. It leads not to a place, but to a moment. A bamboo grove lines the path ahead, swaying ever so gently. The snow rests on each stalk like sugar on a reed. Above, you can hear a crow call once, just once, then vanish into silence again. The master gestures toward a simple stone bench. It's positioned just so, to face the valley below, where rooftops of distant villages are barely visible beneath the thick veil of snowfall. Here they sit, and so do you. The bench is cold, but the view warms the heart. A monochrome painting of rooftops, rice fields, and forests, all softened into the same shade of snow-blessed white. The tea master speaks only a whisper now. Even silence has texture. Snow upon stillness. The words settle into the air like feathers. You imagine the ink, dried now the brushstroke that made each letter. And you realize this moment is a poem too. From behind a grove of bare cherry trees, a fox emerges. It doesn't startle. It doesn't run. It moves slowly, peacefully, as though it too were made of snow. Its fur is thick and soft, its eyes bright but calm. It pauses on the path, meets your gaze, and then continues, tail trailing like a painter's brush behind it. The tea master nods. In the old stories, he says, the fox was a spirit, a messenger, but perhaps it is just another guest of the snow. A bell rings again, distant, from a temple further down the mountain. It's not the hour bell, it's the snow bell. In medieval Japan, some temples rang a specific bell only during the first snowfall. It was a moment to pause, to acknowledge the turning of the season, to remind the heart that stillness is not delay, it is presence. You feel that bell now, not in your ears, but in your chest. A deep, round sound that echoes long after the ringing ends. The tea master rises. He walks slowly to a nearby pine tree where someone, long ago, carved a verse into the bark. He brushes the snow from it gently. His fingers trace the worn characters. It reads, "Let the world be wide, but here let time be small. A single bowl, a single breath. He speaks again. You do not need to chase time. It finds you when you are still enough to be found. And so the snow falls and falls. Now let your eyes close again. If they're not already, feel the cold air on your cheeks. The warm tea is still resting in your chest. The silent company of a master beside you. Let this moment be enough. Let it carry you, like snow drifting on wind, like a thought melting into sleep, like a whisper you can no longer separate from your breath. Feel the snow still falling, the air still holding its breath, the warmth still wrapped around your heart like a soft, invisible robe. Let us go deeper. The tea master and the guest stand once more. No words are spoken now. There is no need. Silence in this place is not emptiness. It is language. It is understanding. Together, they walk along a narrow path that curves through the trees, a hidden trail winding behind the hut. It is bordered by round stones, now half buried in snow. Each one holds a small depression at the top, where snow has gathered like a tiny mountain. The master pauses to look at one such stone. You look to it is a sukubai, a stone water basin, once used for cleansing hands before tea. But now it is frozen, still, waiting for spring. He leans in, and with the sleeve of his robe, gently brushes away the snow. Beneath it, carved into the stone's rim, are the 4 characters, Wu-wei zuzhi, where Teda Taru Wo Shuru. I only know contentment. He speaks softly. In this frozen water we see ourselves, always seeking, until we remember we already have enough. The path opens into a small clearing, hidden behind tall pines. Here lies a garden, invisible in winter, yet still present beneath the snow. The master tells of the Karasen-sui, the dry landscape garden, where gravel and stone become waves and islands and silence becomes sea. He gestures, and you see it now in your mind. Even covered in white, the garden remains. Each rock is carefully placed, each line of raked gravel now softened by snowfall, like memories fading into dreams. You imagine that garden in spring, when the snow is gone, and monks slowly rake lines again, creating patterns that resemble rivers, or wind, or thought itself. But now, under the hush of snow, the garden is at rest. You walk through it slowly, barefoot in your imagination. Your feet do not sink, they glide. The cold is kind here, not biting, not sharp, just quiet. The tea master kneels at the edge of a low stone lantern, brushing snow from its top. It does not light. It doesn't need to. In this world, the glow comes from within. And now, the master offers something unexpected, a thin scroll tied in red silk. He places it into the guest's hands with a bow. Not all poems are meant to be read aloud, he says. Some are meant to be dreamed. The guest holds it gently, and as they do, their eyes begin to feel heavier, their breath slows, their feet feel lighter, yours do too. You are becoming part of this snowfall, part of the hush, part of the dream. The sky grows darker now, not storm dark, but dusk dark. Shadows lengthen across the snow. The last light of the day filters through cedar branches, casting long, gentle lines across the garden. The air is still, as though even the wind has paused to rest. The master sits now upon a low wooden bench at the edge of the clearing. He removes his sandals, folds his hands in his lap, and watches the sky. You sit beside him, or perhaps you stand behind him, or perhaps you are him. There is no rush to decide. In dreams, you are always where you need to be. A deer passes slowly between two distant trees. Its hooves make no sound. Its breath steams into the dusk. You and the master watch it for a long moment, and then it disappears into bamboo, into shadow, into memory. He says, "There is beauty in what stays, but peace in what goes." Now the snow begins to slow. Each flake falls more lazily, as though the sky, too, is falling asleep. The trees are heavy now, their branches bent in soft arcs, like they are bowing, like they are praying. You breathe in deeply and feel the silence touch your skin like a soft cloth, familiar, comforting, like a hand over your heart. And then the master speaks, one final time. Sleep is not the end of the day. It is a return to the quiet garden beneath all things. So now let the snow settle. Let your eyes remain closed, or close if they haven't already. Let your thoughts be like flakes, slow, light, and drifting. There is nothing more to do, nothing left to think. You are already here. You are already safe. You are already dreaming. You've followed the snow this far, soft step by soft step now. We return together to warmth, to stillness, to the end of the path and the beginning of sleep. The dusk has deepened. The world is now lit only by memory and a soft orange glow from the windows of the Tea-Master's hut. That small reed and clay dwelling, nestled like a lantern among the trees, is waiting, patiently, silently, just as it has for many winters. The guest and the master begin their return. The snow beneath their feet no longer crunches, it sighs. Soft, muffled steps along the winding path. No wind now, only still air, like the pause before a dream. As they walk, the master points to the sky. "Look," he whispers. "The moon has arrived, and there it is, round and silver, rising through the bare branches of the forest, casting long shadows on the snow. It does not shine brightly. It glows gently, like a breath behind paper. The moonlight spills onto the snow garden, outlining every hidden stone, tracing the borders of the path home. You feel it, to a soft chill on your cheek, a quiet pull on your heart, as though the night itself is inviting you to rest. They reach the doorway of the hut. The guest bows once before entering, and the tea-master follows. Inside, everything is just as it was. The tatami mats, the low fire, the scent of pine and toasted rice. But something has changed. You have changed. You are heavier, softer, quieter, and the silence has grown deeper, more loving. The master takes a seat once more by the hearth. He feeds it a single piece of wood, which crackles gently as it catches flame. He places a kettle back onto the glowing coals, not for tea now, but for warmth. And memory, a gentle hiss of steam, rises again, and in its rhythm, your breath begins to slow, more and more. You sit across from him, or beside him, or perhaps you're already lying down in your own room, body wrapped in blankets. But your spirit's still here, in the tea hut, with snow on the roof and moonlight on the door. The master says nothing more. He only places one final object on the wooden tray between you, a small piece of silk, folded perfectly, tied with a thread of gold. You open it gently, and inside is a single dried leaf, curled, fragile, and beautiful. He smiles. This leaf, he says softly, fell in autumn, waded through winter, and still it was enough. You hold the leaf. You hold the silence. You hold the warmth of the tea and the hush of the snowfall. The fire flickers lower now, the light dims, and then the tea master bows his head, not in farewell, but in blessing. You bow in return. And as your head lowers, you feel sleep pressing gently against your brow, like the first snowflake, the first breeze, the first whisper of dreams. So now let your breath move like clouds over still water. Let your body grow heavier with every word you hear. Let your thoughts become lanterns, floating quietly, drifting outward, and fading gently into night. You are safe. You are warm. You are wrapped in quiet. There is no more story to tell, only the story of your sleep. Let the snow keep falling. Let the moon keep rising. Let the fire burn low, and let you fall softly, completely, into the gentlest dream of all. Good night. And may you wake when you are ready to a world just as calm. The fire now glows faintly, the coals ebbing, murmuring their last warmth. Ash drifts in soft wisps upward before settling. Outside, the moon arcs high, bearing silent witness to the snow-laden world. You remain still in that quiet room. Each breath is slower, each heartbeat is softer, each thought lighter than the snowflakes drifting past the windows. In the corner, a small shelf holds delicate things: a chawan tea bowl, a scroll from earlier, a folded cloth, a single branch of pine preserved through winter. All items now feel hallowed. They speak without words. The master reaches for a thin stick of incense, lighting it with a spark from the remaining embers. A curl of gentle smoke rises, carrying a scent of sandalwood and juniper, drifting like spirit into the air. You inhale the fragrance, deep, calming, ancient, and feel it dissolve any remaining tension inside you. He moves quietly to the sliding door and opens a crack. Cool air whispers in carrying stardust and the soft crunch of snow on the forest floor. He steps outside, the porch boards murmuring beneath his sandals, and stands for a moment, gazing outward. You sense the invisible thread connecting you to him, to the world. You rise, in spirit, to join him. You step out with him. We stand side by side on the wooden veranda. The snow-white valley seems endless under moonlight. Trees stand like silent sentinels, heavy with snow, their outlines softened, their forms dreamlike. Above, the sky is luminous. Stars pinprick the darkness. A few drift behind a veil of clouds, but many burn steady and constant. The master points upward, quietly. See that star just beside the moon's halo? They say in the old days, travelers found their direction by such companions. You look, you see it, a faint companion star, faithful, steady. Your gaze lingers, your thoughts drift. In the quiet, the master kneels and begins a slow chant, a single phrase, repeated, soft, low, almost swallowed by the night. It echoes against the silent forest. It flows outward, a pulse in the hush. You feel that chant inside you, soft, steady, a lullaby, older than memory. As it fades, the master returns inside, motionless, and the door closes almost inaudibly behind him. The fire is now nothing more than faint embers, but the warmth remains, in memory, in your body. You return to the tatami, lying down, cocooned by blankets, by dreams, by silence. You are enveloped by the hut, by snow, by moonlight, by your own deep rest. He does not wake you. Now your eyelids are heavy, your mind is light, your breath moves slowly, like petals drifting on a pond. You feel the snow gathering outside, in the garden you visited in dream. You feel the hush in the world. You feel the peace. Let this moment carry you fully. Let the soft chant fade into nothing but a memory behind your eyelids. Let the scent of incense swirl behind your dreams. Let the moonlight guard you as you rest. You are home. You are safe. You are at peace. Let's continue drifting deeper into this soft, moonlit world in your dream. The snow begins to soften. The white mantle gives way to the quiet promise of early spring. Ahead, a small village glows softly in the dusk. Lanterns hang from eaves and tree branches, each one a warm circle of amber light, like 1,000 fireflies paused in the cool air. You hear the gentle murmur of villagers settling in for the evening. As you move closer, you notice how the villagers have a tradition. In medieval Japan, families would hang special lanterns on the first night of the full moon in spring, believing the soft lights would guide the spirits of ancestors safely home. A child runs past, chasing a lantern caught in the wind, their laughter like a bell tolling through the night, and you smile, feeling the tender joy of a world waking from winter's rest. The air is cool but kind, filled with the scent of cherry blossoms and warmed by the glow of candlelight. You find a quiet spot by a blooming plum tree. Sitting beneath its delicate branches, you watch the lanterns flicker, their light weaving stories into the night. Each flame a whisper, each shadow a dream, and you feel yourself melting into the calm rhythm of the village's gentle night. Now breathe in deeply. The soft air, the flickering light, the peaceful quiet. Let them fill you with warmth and softness. Let your eyelids grow heavier, your thoughts more distant, your breath deeper and slower, as you rest beneath the plum tree's blossoms. Let the world around you dissolve gently into a tender dream. You are safe. You are calm. You are cradled by the soft glow of the village lanterns. Let's continue to wander gently through this serene night, letting the peaceful light carry us deeper into dreams. From the lantern-lit village, a soft melody floats through the air, a single voice, warm and steady, carried on the night breeze. It is the song of a traveling bard, a storyteller who walks the roads of medieval Japan, bringing tales of distant castles, ancient mountains, and whispered legends. You follow the music, your footsteps light upon the soft earth. The bard sits beside a small fire near the village gate, their lute cradled tenderly in their hands. The flames flicker, casting dancing shadows that mingle with the stars above. Their song is slow and soothing, each note a brushstroke of sound painting the night. Stories of samurai honor, the quiet wisdom of monks, and the gentle bloom of spring. You settle nearby, feeling the warmth of the fire and the melody weaving round you like a gentle embrace from the past itself. The bard's voice dips softly as they share a curious fact. In medieval Japan, bards were not just entertainers, they were keepers of history, remembering events and emotions in song to pass from one generation to the next. As the music flows, you imagine yourself traveling beside them through misty mountain passes, along winding rivers, beneath sakura blossoms. Each step is a lullaby for your heart. The night deepens, The song fades to a whisper, and you feel yourself drifting further into rest, wrapped in the timeless comfort of story and song. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Feel the music settle softly in your chest. Let your body grow heavy and warm. Let your thoughts float away like petals on a stream. You are safe, you are heard, you are carried. Let's continue moving softly deeper into this peaceful night as the bard's song fades into the night. A new warmth calls to you, a flicker of quiet light from a nearby workshop nestled between ancient cedar trees. You approach slowly, the air fragrant with hints of herbs and strange spices. Here, the alchemist works, a figure cloaked in simple robes, tending a small fire with careful hands. The room glows softly with the amber light of burning oils and simmering potions. You watch as the alchemist gently stirs a bowl of glowing liquid, its colors shifting like liquid moonlight. They share with you a secret of medieval Japan, how alchemists believed that blending nature's elements could bring balance not just to the body, but to the soul. The flickering fire crackles softly, its rhythm matching the steady beat of your heart, while the scent of sandalwood and jasmine fills the air like a calming lullaby. You feel the warmth from the fire seep into your skin, spreading through you like a gentle wave, smoothing every edge, quieting every thought. The alchemist smiles kindly, and you know, this quiet fire will keep you safe through the night, guiding you gently toward restful dreams. Breathe deeply now, inhale the warmth and peace, exhale slowly, letting all tension melt away. Feel yourself become lighter, softer, more at ease. You are cradled by firelight and silence. You are held in stillness and care. Let's move gently into the final part of our story tonight, where all the threads come together like the last snowflakes settling quietly. The alchemist's fire dims, its glow folding back into the shadows. Outside, the first light of dawn begins to brush the edges of the sky, pale and slow, like a breath held and then released. You find yourself once more by the tea master's hut, where the snow now lies thick and pure, a soft quilt covering the earth. The tea master steps outside, wrapped in a robe heavy with the night's chill, and looks upward at the pale, waking sky. He turns slowly, and in his eyes you see a quiet peace, a deep knowing born from the cycles of seasons and stories, from the rhythm of tea, snow, fire, and sleep. The snow glistens as the sun's first touch falls softly, each flake sparkling like a tiny star bidding you farewell. The air is still, and in this stillness you feel yourself ready to leave the dream's embrace and return to your own world, carrying the calm, the quiet, and the gentle warmth with you. Breathe in deeply one last time. Feel the snow's soft hush settle within you. Feel your heart slow to a gentle rhythm. Feel your body rest deeply and completely. When you open your eyes, may you awaken refreshed, wrapped in the calm of the tea master's first snow and the peaceful night of medieval dreams. Let's now drift beyond the first snow, into the tender awakening of a new day. The world outside the tea hut is wrapped in a delicate veil of morning mist. Like whispered breaths of air, the fog curls softly around trees and stones, hiding and revealing the garden in a slow, mysterious dance. You step outside, feeling the cool moisture touch your skin, and listen to the gentle drip of melting snow falling from the eaves. Each drop is a tiny note in the symphony of dawn. The tea master tends a small hearth near the garden gate, kindling a fresh fire to welcome the new day. The flicker of flames dances against the mist, casting fleeting shadows that seem to tell their own quiet stories. You breathe in deeply, savoring the mingled scents of wet earth, pine, and fresh tea leaves. The world feels soft and new, full of promise and gentle hope. As you watch, a pair of small birds emerge from the trees, their wings brushing lightly against the chilled air. They sing a slow, soothing melody, a song of beginnings, of peace, of quiet joy. The tea master smiles, turning to you with a calm look. The mist, he says softly, reminds us that every ending is a new beginning, and every moment is full of quiet wonder. You sit with him once more, feeling the soft warmth of the fire, the tender coolness of the mist, and the deep, gentle peace that flows through all things. Now, let your breath match the slow rhythm of dawn. Inhale, calm. Exhale, rest. Feel the soft mist wrap around your heart, and the warm fire glows steady within your soul. You are ready to awaken, but only when you are ready. For now, you remain in the gentle embrace of this new morning. Let's follow the tea master now as the morning unfolds slowly, gently, like petals opening in sunlight. The mist begins to lift, revealing the tea garden in soft, muted colors, the pale greens of moss, the gentle browns of weathered wood, and the delicate pinks of early plum blossoms. Every leaf glistens with droplets, shimmering like tiny jewels kissed by dawn. You wander slowly along the winding stone path, each footstep quiet, as if you do not wish to disturb the perfect stillness. Here, the garden breathes with history. In medieval Japan, tea gardens were carefully designed to invite contemplation. Every stone, every plant, placed to guide the mind toward calm and clarity. You pause beside a small bamboo fountain, where water trickles softly into a stone basin, its gentle rhythm like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The tea master joins you, his voice a soft murmur blending with the water's song. Listen to the water, he says, and find the space between each drop, the quiet place where peace lives. You close your eyes for a moment, feeling the cool breeze against your skin, the scent of damp earth and fresh leaves filling your senses. Your breath deepens, slow and even, matching the natural rhythm of the garden. Each inhale brings calm, each exhale releases tension. You feel yourself becoming one with this quiet heart of the garden, a still pond reflecting sky and branch and light without ripple or rush. Stay here as long as you like. Let the garden's gentle wisdom settle softly around you, like a warm shawl on a cool morning. Let's continue gently as the garden's calm begins to weave dreams into waking moments. You step deeper into the garden, drawn toward a graceful plum tree, its branches heavy with delicate pink blossoms. Each flower seems to glow softly in the filtered morning light, petals unfurling slowly, as if waking from a long sleep. The tea master stands beside the tree, tracing the outline of a single blossom with careful fingers. The plum blossom, he whispers, is a symbol of resilience and hope. It blooms quietly in the cold, reminding us that even in stillness, new life is possible. You breathe in the sweet, subtle fragrance, a scent that speaks of patience, renewal, and the gentle unfolding of time. Nearby, the soft hum of bees begins, their gentle buzzing a lullaby of summer yet to come. You watch as one bee pauses on a blossom, gathering nectar, its movements slow and deliberate. The world feels suspended, held in this delicate moment between night and day, winter and spring, rest and awakening. Your breath flows with the rhythm of the blossoms, deep and calm. Your body softens, your mind quiets, and a gentle warmth spreads through your chest. The tea master offers you a small cup of warm tea, its steam rising in thin, swirling tendrils. You accept it with both hands, feeling the heat seep into your fingers, your palms, your heart. Together, you sip slowly, savoring the quiet ritual dance of grace and presence that stretches back through centuries. Let this moment settle into you, the softness of petals, the quiet hum of life, the warmth of tea in your hands. Feel the promise of the plum blossom bloom within your own heart, a gentle light shining through the quiet spaces. Breathe in peace, breathe out tension. Rest here, wrapped in the garden's tender embrace. Let's continue to drift softly as the garden's quiet whispers carry us deeper into peace from the plum blossoms. You follow a narrow path that winds toward a bamboo grove. Tall, slender stalks rise like quiet sentinels, their leaves trembling softly in a gentle breeze. The tea master walks beside you, his steps soundless on the moss-covered earth. He pauses, placing a hand lightly on a bamboo stalk, and smiles softly. In medieval Japan, he murmurs, bamboo was a symbol of strength and flexibility. It bends with the wind, but does not break, teaching us how to endure life's storms. You close your eyes and listen. The bamboo leaves rustle like a soothing song, a soft, steady susurration that fills the air with calm. The breeze moves through the grove in waves, caressing each stalk, carrying the faint scent of fresh green and rain. Your breath syncs with the rhythm of the leaves, inhaling softly as they sway gently, exhaling as the whispers drift away. You feel yourself becoming part of the grove's dance, swaying with the wind, bending without strain, held safely by the earth. The quiet strength of the bamboo wraps around you like a warm, protective cloak, steady, calm, unshakable. Let this peaceful rhythm fill your body and mind. Feel the breeze on your skin, the softness of leaves in your ears. Let all worries bend and fall away like old branches, while your spirit stands tall and calm, like bamboo reaching for the sky. You are safe. You are strong. You are at peace. Let's continue to float softly through this serene evening, feeling the bamboo's calm strength as we move forward as the sun dips low, painting the sky with soft pinks and purples. You find yourself returning to the village once more, where preparations for a lantern festival are quietly underway. Families hang delicate paper lanterns from wooden poles and tree branches, each one a small beacon of warm light, waiting to brighten the approaching dusk. The tea master walks beside you, carrying a lantern adorned with a simple plum blossom design. In medieval Japan, he says softly, lantern festivals were held to honor ancestors and to light the way for wandering spirits, guiding them back to their loved ones. You watch as the lanterns begin to glow, their soft light flickering like fireflies caught in glass. The air fills with the scent of incense and sweet blossoms, mingling with the quiet murmur of laughter and whispered prayers. Children run gently between rows of lanterns, their footsteps light on the earth, and you feel the peaceful joy that comes from community and shared tradition. Together, you release a small lantern onto the river's surface, watching it drift slowly away, carried by the water's gentle current. The lantern's warm light reflects in the rippling water, casting shimmering patterns that dance softly like dreams. You take a deep breath, feeling your body relax even more. Your mind is quieting like the calm flow of the river. Let the lantern's glow fill your heart with warmth and light. Feel the gentle current carry away any lingering worries, leaving only peace and softness in their place. You are surrounded by light, by love, and by the quiet magic of the night. Let's linger a little longer in this softly glowing night, allowing the lantern light to wrap around us like a warm, comforting blanket. You follow the lanterns down to the riverbank, where water flows quietly beneath the moon's tender gaze. The river's surface glimmers with reflected lights, each ripple a slow, soothing pulse. The tea master settles beside you on a smooth stone, his voice a gentle murmur blending with the river's song. In medieval Japan, rivers were seen as bridges between worlds, between the living and the ancestors, between waking and dreaming. You close your eyes and listen to the water's soft murmur, its steady flow like a lullaby, endless and unhurried. The cool night air carries the faint scent of wet earth and blooming lotus flowers, and you feel the peacefulness settle deep within your chest. Slowly, your breath matches the river's rhythm, in and out, steady and calm. The quiet current seems to carry your worries downstream, lifting them gently away until only peace remains. You lean back, feeling the smooth stone beneath you and the cool air brushing softly against your skin. The river's song and the lantern's glow cradle you in a cocoon of stillness as the world around you drifts softly into sleep. Breathe in the calm, the gentle flow, the soothing dark. Breathe out any lingering tension or restlessness. Feel yourself becoming lighter and softer with every breath. You are safe, you are calm, you are ready to rest deeply. Let's continue to glide softly along this river of dreams, wrapped in the tender hush of night's embrace. The moon rises higher now, casting a cool silver light across the tranquil landscape. Its glow bathes the tea garden, the bamboo grove, and the river in a gentle, shimmering glow, like a soft caress from the heavens themselves. You lie back on the soft grass by the riverbank, feeling the earth steady beneath you, and gaze up at the quiet, endless sky. The tea master's voice is barely more than a whisper, a thread of calm woven into the stillness. In medieval Japan, the moon was often seen as a silent guardian, watching over the night, blessing the dreams of all who rest beneath its light. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves, carrying the faint scent of plum blossoms and fresh pine. The world feels vast and infinite, yet tender and intimate all at once. Your breath slows, deep and even, as the moonlight wraps around you like a soft blanket. Every star twinkles like a lullaby, every shadow a gentle hug. You feel yourself becoming part of the night's quiet magic, a quiet light shining softly within the dark, safe, calm, and deeply at peace. Take a long, slow breath in and release it with a sigh of pure relaxation. Feel your body sink deeper into the earth, your mind drift gently among the stars. You are cradled by the moon's silver blessing, held by the quiet wisdom of the night. When you're ready to rest completely, to drift fully into sleep's embrace, know that you are safe and that peace is always near. The tea master rises slowly, his footsteps light on the earth, and leads you back to the warm embrace of the redonde clay hut. Inside, the hearth glows softly, its amber light flickering like a heartbeat. The scent of fresh tea lingers in the air, a quiet reminder of the day's gentle rituals. Outside, the snow still rests, pure and undisturbed, blanketing the world in silence and calm. The tea master turns to you one last time, his voice a soft murmur, like a breeze through bamboo leaves. Remember this night, he says gently, the stillness, the light, the warmth, and carry it with you in your dreams and in your waking moments. You nod, feeling the peace settle like soft snow within your heart. The fire crackles low, the night deepens, and you lie down to rest, cradled by the quiet magic of medieval Japan's first snow. Your breath slows, your body softens, and you drift, weightless, calm, and completely at ease, into the sweetest, most peaceful sleep. Good night, dear soul, sleep well beneath the stars. Awaken gently, carrying the warmth of this story wherever you go. If ever you wish to wander again through whispered tales and gentle dreams, I will be here, waiting with a soft voice and open arms. Sleep deeply, peacefully, and well. If these quiet tales are helping you drift off, a gentle like or a silent subscribe would mean the world. It helps this sleepy corner of the internet reach others who need a little calm too. I always wonder, where in the world are you listening from right now? If you're still awake, leave a whisper of a comment, maybe your city and the time on your clock. It's a beautiful thing, this quiet little global gathering, all connected through stories and stillness. Now, let's set the mood. Dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and get comfortable. Let's begin softly, allowing the quiet to settle, breathing gently, and letting your mind drift. Our next story is The Alchemist's Hourglass. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your legs. Feel the surface beneath you supporting your body, steady and gentle. Let each exhale release tension. Let each inhale draw in peace. When you feel ready, allow my voice to guide you onward. Our story today begins beneath ancient stone arches, in the cool hush of a medieval laboratory, where the aged alchemist Ambrose works by the dim light of flickering candles. The air smells of parchment, crushed herbs, and warm wax. The hearth crackles low, and somewhere beyond the latticed windows, breeze whispers through leaves. Ambrose turns an hourglass carefully, letting the fine sand drift. He whispers to himself, nearly inaudible. Time is the silent ingredient in his studies. He believes that the very passage of time, the slow drop of sand grains, is as vital as the tinctures and metals he transforms. He steps to his bench, where vials rest in a soft tray of velvet. One glass flask glows with a pale golden liquid, stirred by a silver rod. The sandglass's lower chamber fills ever so gradually. With each tiny grain that falls, Ambrose feels the tincture settle more perfectly, fuller in potency. He breathes in the scent of crushed lavender and mugwort, sticky with alchemical oils. Outside, wind shifts the leaves of ancient oaks. The sound is soft, a rustle, a sigh. A single candle flame dances, casting elongated shadows across stone walls lined with scrolls and glassware. Each flicker feels like a heartbeat in the calm dark. Ambrose smiles, though no one sees. He recalls a curious belief held by many alchemists of old, that time itself could be distilled, that patience, measured in fine grains, could be a reagent. He speaks that idea to the night, imagining that a few droplets of time elixir might heal wounds or brighten fading stars. He gently tilts the hourglass, letting a few grains slip back upward. The hearth's crackle softens, candle smoke curls like mist in silence. He picks up a small brass pestle and handful of herb powder, crushed comfrey, blue sage, and rose petals. With the hush of movement, he grinds slowly, feeling each vibration of the tool in his hands. The powder drips into the flask, mingling with the golden liquid. The soft hiss of integration, and then calm stillness. As nighttime deepens, Ambrose drifts in memory. He recalls how medieval scholars believed certain oils could fix colors in manuscripts so that hues remained vivid centuries later. He once tried to stabilize the shimmer of ultramarine in illuminated pages, mixing lapis pigment and egg white, yet found the pigment faded with time. In his heart, he wondered whether a tincture of time might preserve more than color, memory, dreams, even hope. He breathes in softly. The flame flickers. He reaches out to a small window slit, opening it just a crack. A thin breeze slips through, carrying the scent of night jasmine beyond the walls. It brushes across scrolls, stirs a loose ribbon of parchment. He lets the window stay open, inviting the night to mingle with his work. Now, Ambrose leans back in a carved wooden chair, the hourglass in his lap. He watches the sand drift. With each slow, silent grain, he allows his eyes to soften, his limbs to relax. The rhythm of falling sand becomes a lullaby. Beyond the laboratory, in a distant village, church bells toll midnight. A few farmers quiet their fields. Crickets trill in hedgerows. The world outside sleeps, and inside, the alchemist's space glows in warmth and shadow. He whispers again. Time flows. Yet it is held. He watches the final grains trickle through, then gently flips the hourglass once more, beginning anew. The cycle is calm, unhurried. The gentle turning is like the rise and fall of your own breath. Let your mind drift alongside his. Imagine you are there, feeling the stone floor cool beneath your feet, hearing the crackle of the hearth, sensing the alchemist's careful movements and whispered incantations. Let the lull of time's passing wash through you. As the hourglass flows again, Ambrose closes his eyes for a moment. Perhaps he dreams of turning lead into gold, or weaving in starlight into vellum pages. But mostly, he dreams of patience, of waiting, letting the world shift slowly, softly. The room dims, candle flames shrink in the late hour. Dust motes drift in shafts of moonlight through the open window. The rustle of leaves outside becomes a distant lullaby. The sands of the hourglass fall in near silence, like soft rain on stone. Now, dear listener, relax fully. Let your mind settle as the alchemist's sand settles. Imagine yourself in that quiet medieval chamber, soothed by the slow passage of time, warmed by candlelight, cradled by night's gentle breath. You are safe, you are grounded, you may drift slowly into sleep as Ambrose's hourglass continues its tireless, soothing tumble. Let's return gently to the alchemist's chamber, where the hour grows deeper and quieter still. The fire in the hearth has softened, now only the glowing embers remain, pulsing gently like the heartbeat of the room. The last flame on the candle wavers, stretches, then curls in upon itself, leaving behind a tiny ribbon of smoke that spirals upward in slow, sleepy swirls. Ambrose doesn't move much now. He has settled deeper into his chair, the worn wood creaking softly beneath his weight. His long robes pool gently around his feet, brushing the cool stone floor. The hourglass sits steady in his lap, one hand resting lightly upon it, the other on the arm of the chair, his breathing slow, calm, rhythmic, just like yours. In and out, outside. The wind has calmed. The oak leaves no longer chatter. Instead, they sway ever so slightly, their edges rustling like silk. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls once, then falls silent. The night wraps everything in soft, downy quiet. Ambrose's thoughts drift now, not toward gold, not toward glory, but toward stillness. He thinks of the monastery where he first studied, years ago, nestled in the northern hills. He remembers the silence of the scriptorium, the gentle scratch of quills on vellum. How, in winter, they would heat smooth stones by the fire and place them beneath their robes to stay warm as they worked. He remembers the smell of inkiron gall, brewed from oak galls and rustand, how some monks believed ink could carry the soul of a thought if used carefully. He smiles faintly. He had always been more curious than devout, and that curiosity brought him here, to this little chamber of wood and stone, where experiments and dreams meet like dawn and dusk, always touching, never separating. Drip, drip from one of the glass flasks on the table. A tincture forms slowly, drop by drop. Golden liquid gathers in the bottom of a curved bowl. It glows faintly in the dim light, as if carrying a hidden sun. Ambrose watches, but does not rush. Alchemy, he believes, is not about hurrying toward answers, but about inviting them to arrive. He once read that ancient Persian alchemists believed metals grew within the earth like fruit on trees that lead was simply immature gold, not yet ripened by time. And you, dear listener, perhaps you too are simply ripening tonight. Let yourself rest in this warm cocoon of candlelight and quiet. There is nothing to reach for, nothing to chase, just the turning of the hourglass. Let yourself feel safe here, held, cradled in the hush. Back in the chamber, the shadows have grown long and soft. The shelves are lined with jars, dried mandrake, powdered antimony, crushed pearls. Beside them, a small velvet pouch holds a strange treasure, a medieval curiosity. Ambrose unties it slowly and reveals a glass disc with a magnifying lens inside. It's a reading stone used by scholars in the 12th century, before eyeglasses became common. He smiles as he peers through it, the letters on a parchment scroll becoming clear and large. He runs a finger along the parchment's edge, soft, slightly wrinkled from age. The scroll details an old Roman recipe for liquid light, once believed to bring clarity of mind and vision. Of course, the recipe makes no practical sense, but that's not the point. In this quiet place, it's not about what's true in the modern sense, it's about what feels true. And in this moment, everything feels like it belongs. He places the scroll down, very gently, and rises. The hourglass is placed back on the table. The sand has almost run through again, but he doesn't flip it this time. Instead, he leans on a carved walking stick, one that once belonged to his teacher, and walks slowly toward a narrow alcove near the hearth. There, a tiny cot is tucked beneath an arched niche in the wall. A woolen blanket lies folded at its foot, stitched with faded constellations, the bear, the crown, the archer. Ambrose sighs as he sits, then swings his legs up with care. His joints creak like old wooden doors, but there is no pain, just age, time, and quiet acceptance. He lies down, facing the hearth. A small brass pendulum swings slowly near the mantel, ticking quietly. It's not a clock, not truly, just a metronome of sorts, used to pace his breath during meditation. Tick-tock, tick-tock, he listens, he breathes, and soon the lines between thought and dream begin to blur. Just as they are now for you. Let your mind rest now. You are safe in this story. There is no more to do, no more to think about. Only the hush of breath, the drift of dreams, and the soft, endless fall of golden sand. In the softest cradle of night, the alchemist Ambrose rests. His breathing is slow, steady, like waves lapping at the edge of an old stone shore. His chamber, once full of quiet motion, now lies perfectly still, wrapped in a hush as delicate as silk. A few coals in the hearth pulse with their final glow. Their soft warmth bathes the floor in amber light, flickering across parchment rolls and glass bottles like fireflies dancing along a midnight path. Above the cot where Ambrose sleeps, the narrow window lets in a pale strand of moonlight. It settles across his shoulder, silvering his robe and illuminating a small wooden shelf near the wall. And on that shelf sits the hourglass. Its glass glints softly, faint specks of sand, still visible in the upper chamber, waiting for the next gentle turn. You too can rest now. Let your breath move in time with the slow rhythm of the hourglass. In 2, 3 out, 2, 3, there is no rush, there is no wrong way, just the rhythm, just peace. Let your eyes grow heavier now. Let the images of the alchemist's chamber flicker gently in your imagination, not as pictures you must hold, but as drifting dreams, cloud-soft, shifting, light. Outside, the world breathes too. The tall oak trees sway slightly in the breeze, their leaves whispering lullabies only the night can understand. Far in the distance, a low bell tolls, once, the monastery bell, perhaps calling not for action, but for rest, a final note in the song of the day. Above, the stars glitter like spilled grain, scattered by the hand of a gentle god. In medieval times, sailors and monks alike read those stars like scripture. They believed the heavens were a mirror of the soul, a map written in glimmers. Ambrose once studied those constellations for weeks, trying to distill star silver from river water under their glow. He never succeeded, not in the way the texts described, but in the process he discovered something quieter, something deeper than success, stillness, patience, and wonder. Back in his chamber, a small vial hums faintly on the table. It glows with a quiet light. The tincture has settled perfectly during the long hours of the night. Not because it was stirred or shaken, but because it was allowed to rest. Let that be your lesson tonight, dear listener. You do not need to do anything to become whole. You do not need to force yourself into sleep. Just be still and let yourself settle. Like the golden tincture, like the hourglass sand, Ambrose stirs once in his sleep, his fingers twitching lightly. He dreams, perhaps, of libraries built into cliffside caves, of spiral staircases carved from tree roots, of tinctures that taste like sunlight and smell like old love letters. Or, perhaps, he dreams of you, a kindred spirit, far away in time, listening now through this gentle voice. Maybe you're a fellow alchemist, he thinks, one who distills rest from story and peace from silence. Let your breath deepen now. Let the hush wash over you again. The pendulum by the fire still swings, slow and even. Tick-tock, tick-tock, each swing invites you deeper into rest, below the surface of thought, beyond the echo of day, into the velvet quiet of night. As the hours pass, the moon outside moves slowly across the sky, painting shadows that stretch and fade across the chamber wall. A spider's web in the corner glistens with dew, tiny droplets catching moonlight like stars caught in silk. All is still. Even time seems to sleep here, and in that stillness, a truth begins to whisper, not in words, not in logic, but in feeling, that slow is sacred, that patience is powerful, that you are enough just as you are. So let yourself rest now. There is nothing more to hear tonight, nothing more to understand. Let the gentle sands of the alchemist's hourglass fall through your own mind, smoothing the edges of thought, softening your breath, inviting you to drift, just as Ambrose drifts, safe, calm, held by the quiet. You may sleep now. You are safe in this story. You are part of this timeless hush. The night has grown thick now, velvet dark and full of hush. Only the softest sounds remain, the slow creak of old wood in the beams overhead, the gentle breathing of the alchemist in his cot, and the occasional whisper of wind against the stone window ledge. You are resting here, too, in this space between thought and dream. Nothing needs your attention. Nothing calls you forward. You are exactly where you should be. The hourglass remains on the shelf, its sand mostly settled, each grain a quiet measure of time past, and just like the sand, you, too, are settling. Let go now of the day, its weight, its noise, its spinning thoughts. Let it all fall away, like robes slipping from shoulders. Let yourself grow lighter with every breath. Inside the alchemist's chamber, the air feels thicker now, not heavy, but full, like the room itself is breathing slowly, like the earth. A curious thing happens in old stone rooms during deep night. They begin to remember. Walls hold whispers, books hum softly in their bindings. Glass bottles seem to glow with thoughts not yet spoken. The medieval world believed this, that places could be alive with memory, that a sacred space, tended by quiet hands and sacred intentions, could become sentient in its own way. Ambrose believed that, too. So he always treated his chamber kindly. He swept the floors with a lavender broom. He whispered good night to his tools. He thanked the fire before letting it fade. And in return, the room kept him safe. You are safe here, too. Let your body soften now, from the top of your head to your eyes, your jaw, your neck, and shoulders. Down through your chest, your arms, your hands, down through your belly, your back, your hips, letting every part of you melt like wax in candlelight, soft, warm, unhurried. Somewhere in the chamber, a parchment slips from its shelf and lands gently on the floor. No one hears it. It flutters down like a falling leaf, settling beside a small closed book, its leather cover worn from time. This book holds the alchemist's dreams, not formulas or potions, but poetry. Soft, secret verses, he writes, when the moon is full and the night feels endless. He calls it the Codex of Slow Light. Inside are lines like, what is gold, but sunlight held too long? What is sleep, but time's kindest tincture? What is alchemy, but the art of waiting? The room wraps these words in silence now, guarding them like sacred flame. And you, dear one, are wrapped too in the same silence, as if you too are made of poetry, as if your breath is the quietest verse of all. Let yourself float now. Imagine your body not as weight, but as drift, as a feather caught in the slow spin of the universe, as a snowflake settling onto the earth of an untouched forest, as sand from the hourglass falling one soft grain at a time. No need to hold anything, no need to reach, just let go. In his sleep, the alchemist turns slightly. A dream flickers behind his closed eyes, soft and shimmering. He walks a labyrinth made of moonlight. Each step is quiet, padded in moss, and at the center, he finds a mirror made of still water. He leans in and sees not his face but the hourglass, floating, turning endlessly, its sand glimmering like stars. Perhaps, tonight, you walk that same labyrinth. Each breath is a step, each heartbeat is a doorway, and at the center is rest, not just sleep, but something deeper, a stillness that restores you, a silence that says, you have done enough. You are enough. The world turns softly outside. The moon has begun her descent, and in the chamber, peace has thickened like honey in a jar. The flames are out now. Only members remain, and the hourglass, half full, half empty, glows faintly in the dark. So let yourself go now. Sink beneath the hush. Let your breath become quieter still, as quiet as the alchemist's dream, as quiet as time itself, as quiet as you need to be. You are safe. You are still. You are sleeping. Somewhere in the silence, a single grain of sand falls, just one, soft as breath, light as thought, and with it the night deepens, not darker, but quieter. The chamber no longer belongs to day or night. It belongs only to stillness now, the stillness that lives in candle smoke, in gently closed books. In the space between waking and dreaming, Ambrose, the alchemist, does not wake. He drifts gently, curled beneath the constellation's titched blanket, his old hands resting atop one another, his lips parting just slightly with each calm breath. He dreams not of gold or stars, but of slowness, of rivers that forget how to rush, of clouds that decide to rest in the sky for days, of time itself lying down beside him, no longer running, no longer pulling, just being, and the hourglass agrees. It is simply there, a quiet companion, glass and sand and space. Three things, holding nothing and everything. And you are held to, right now. You are not bound by clocks. You are not bound by shoulds or musts or noise. You are wrapped in a kind of story-spun silence, woven from threads of breath and warmth and still air. Let it hold you, as if you've been dropped into a warm pool of golden stillness, weightless, peaceful, drifting even deeper. Let me tell you a secret, one the alchemists rarely wrote down. They believed that sleep itself was a form of transformation, not just rest, not escape, but alchemy, the slow turning of one state into another, like lead into gold, like noise into silence, like thinking into a dream. So right now, as you rest, as your limbs grow heavy and your breath grows slow, you are becoming something new, not different, just more true. And as you drift, Ambrose's dream deepens to he finds himself in a quiet forest, where the trees are tall and swaying, not with wind, but with music too soft to name. Every step is quiet, every pause meaningful. In the center of the grove stands a stone table. Upon it, another hourglass, ancient and delicate, carved from moonstone and oak. The sand within glows blue, like twilight trapped in crystal. He places his hands upon it. It hums beneath his fingers, and suddenly he understands time is not an enemy. It is not something to beat or capture or outrun. It is something to walk beside. You can walk beside it, too. Let that thought soothe you. Time is not chasing you. You do not need to hurry. You are not behind. You are right where you need to be. Even now, even here, even in this pause, especially in this pause. Back in the waking world, or what's left of it, the chamber sighs. The coals in the hearth flicker one last time, then settle into darkness. The scrolls remain tucked in their shelves. The tinctures rest in their glass bellies. The air no longer stirs, and yet the room glows, not with light, but with presence. The way a garden glows after rain. The way your own chest feels after a long healing breath. Still, soft, safe. There is nothing more to see now, nothing more to say. Let the story drift away like fog in the morning sun. Let it become part of your breath. Let it line the edges of your dreams, and if you wish, return again another night. The chamber will be waiting. The hourglass will be waiting. Ambrose, perhaps, will be awake next time, ready to show you another tincture, another scroll, another dream. But tonight he sleeps, and so should you. Sleep now. You are safe. You are golden. You are time itself, resting. You are the alchemist's hourglass, and you are at peace. Some stories do not end. They soften, they slow, they stretch into the quiet like a lullaby with no final note. This is one of those stories. Even as the alchemist sleeps, even as the last candle's memory fades into the dark, the hourglass remains, the story remains, and you, dear one, remain within it, floating softly like a leaf on a sleeping pond. No need to swim, no need to steer, just drift slowly downward. In this deep part of the night, where thoughts are weightless, you may begin to feel something else, not an idea, not a sensation, but a presence. The quiet itself becomes a companion, not empty, but full, like how the sky at night isn't dark, it's infinite. You are not alone in this silence. The story wraps around you. The alchemist dreams beside you, and the hourglass continues to count, not time, but stillness. There is a legend, not in books, but whispered through the centuries, that in the heart of every true alchemist's lab, there exists a secret vial called somnum vitrium, the glass sleep, not a potion, but an idea. The belief that if you rest deeply enough, if you surrender completely, you can step through the veil of sleep and into a place where nothing rushes, where healing happens simply by being, where time holds you like a parent holding a sleeping child. Tonight, you are holding that vial, not with your hands, but with your breath. Each inhale, each exhale is a sip. You're drinking in stillness, swallowing safety, letting sleep bloom gently behind your eyes, like night-blooming jasmine unfolding under stars. And while you rest, the chamber shifts, not in movement, but in memory. It begins to hum quietly, not a sound, exactly, more a feeling. The shelves remember old conversations. The scrolls remember hands brushing their edges. The table remembers every drop of gold that ever glowed upon its surface. And the hourglass. It remembers everything. It remembers a young Ambrose, hands trembling, afraid he would never understand the ancient formulas. It remembers the moment he realized alchemy wasn't about transmuting metals, but about transmuting moments, taking the raw ore of now and turning it into gold. That is what you are doing now, without effort, without thought. This moment, this quiet, this breath, this deep, soft drift is the gold. The treasure is not out there. It's not tomorrow. It's not in achievement, or clarity, or resolution. It is here, in this still, sacred hush. You have already arrived. You have always been enough. Let those words settle in you. Let them echo, not loudly, but like the warmth of a hand on yours. You are enough. You are allowed to rest. You are not late. You are not lost. You are becoming in the gentlest way. The hourglass glows a little brighter now. not because time is passing, but because peace is rooting, growing deeper, stronger, like a tree settling its roots through soil. It trusts completely. That's what you are doing now. Even if you're not aware of it, even if your mind is already floating in a dream. Outside, the first thread of dawn hasn't yet appeared, but the world is preparing for it, quietly. A distant rooster stirs. A mouse beneath the floor shifts softly in her nest. The stars, still visible through the open window, begin to dim. Not retreating, but resting, too. Everything is soft, everything is slow, everything is right. Let go even more now. Melt further. No thoughts are needed here. Only the rhythm of your breath. And Ambrose, still dreaming, smiles gently in his sleep. His hand rests near a small, leather-bound notebook on the table beside his cot. And though the page is blank, if you looked closely enough, you'd see your name written in the corner, not in ink, but in intention. You've always been part of this story, this golden quiet, this gentle world behind the veil. You've always belonged here. So sleep now. Let yourself fall fully into the velvet dark. There is nowhere else to be. There is nothing else to carry. You are enough. The alchemist's hourglass turns. Again, not with your hand, but with your heart. And time, sweet listener, is on your side. The chamber no longer feels like a room. It feels like a cocoon, woven from silence, breath, and time, the kind of space where the soul, exhausted from noise, comes home to rest. Everything in the room has settled. Even the dust in the air has stopped swirling. Even the thoughts in Ambrose's dreaming mind have grown still, and you are part of it now. No longer a visitor, no longer separate. You are a breath in this story. A grain of sand in the hourglass, an echo of the hush that fills the space between stars. Let your body soften further. There is still more it can release. Unclench the tiny muscles that don't know they're still holding on. Behind your eyes, at the back of your tongue. In your chest, your belly, your fingertips. Let everything go. You are in the safest place. Even gravity is gentle here. There's a kind of magic that only appears in deep night. Not showy magic, not sparks or spells. The kind of magic that wraps itself around your shoulders like a shawl. The kind of magic that lets your body know it's okay now. You've made it. You can sleep. This is the alchemy Ambrose has studied for years. Not in books, but in being. The way lavender settles into warm oil, the way candlelight calms a trembling hand, the way rest opens you like a flower opens to rain. And oh, listener, you are opening now, even if your eyes are already closed. Even if you don't feel it in words, your body knows, your breath knows. You are not just falling asleep, you are becoming soft. You are becoming golden. Back in the alchemist's cot, Ambrose shifts once more. His dream has taken him into a library carved entirely from tree roots. Above him, luminous fungi cast a pale green light. The books are not bound in leather, but in pressed leaves and bark. And they don't contain words, they contain feelings. He runs his hand along one and feels an emotion rise in his chest. A memory not his, a quiet joy. He understands. These books are made from sleep itself, collected from dreamers, bound by rest. Perhaps you are dreaming of one of those books now. Perhaps the story being told in your sleeping mind will one day appear on that leafy shelf, a volume bound in the soft fabric of this very night. A gift to future dreamers, a gentle echo, a reminder that stillness is sacred. Let your breath deepen again. Longer inhale, longer exhale. Let the breath carry you like a slow river carries a fallen petal. Nothing pulls, nothing tugs. You float and float and float. The hourglass remains still on the shelf. No one touches it, no one watches it, and yet its purpose is fulfilled. It was never about measuring time. It was about inviting rest. It was about saying, you are allowed to pause. Even the sand itself is resting now. Still, quiet, perfect, just like you. There is an old belief, passed quietly between medieval mystics, that when the body sleeps in true safety, the soul floats just a few inches above, not leaving, not escaping, just hovering gently as if the world itself is cradling it. Tonight you are cradled by this story, by the hush between words, by the slow, golden silence that has wrapped around your shoulders. You are not dreaming away from life. You are dreaming back into yourself. Ambrose smiles in his sleep. He doesn't need to wake. He knows the work is done. The tinctures will wait. The scrolls will still be there. The hourglass will turn again when it's time. For now, he is resting, and so are you. Let this final thought drift over you like fog over a sleeping meadow. You are whole, even when tired, even when uncertain, even when dreaming. And in this moment, you are held by time, not hurt by it. Like the alchemist's hourglass, you are exactly where you're meant to be, not empty, not full, just still. There is no longer a sense of beginning, and no need for an end. The hush has become everything now. The edges of the story have softened, like candle wax pooling at the base of the flame. And you, listener, are inside that warmth, not beside it, not near it, but held within it. Let your breath match the hush, not forced, not deep, just easy, like waves that have forgotten how to crash, and instead just lap gently at the shore. Let go just a little more. There is still a part of you that may be waiting, watching the edges of this story, wondering if something will happen next. But in this place, nothing needs to happen. This is a place between thought and dream, between night and dawn, between the grains of sand. The hourglass has stopped turning, not broken, not forgotten, just complete. There is peace in knowing when to pause. In Ambrose's dream, he has reached a clearing. A small stone bench waits beside a shallow stream. The water moves slowly over smooth stones, singing to itself. There is no rush, even in the flow. He sits, folding his robes beneath him. The sky above is not black, but a deep indigo, speckled with stars, like freckles across a sleeping face. The stars blink slowly, as if dreaming too, and one falls. Not fast, not loud, just a slow golden drift, a celestial grain of sand falling from the universe's own hourglass. Perhaps you saw it too. Perhaps, in your resting mind, you watched that falling star and felt something stir. Not a wish, not a thought, but I know that you are part of this, that rest is sacred, that quiet is not emptiness, but fullness of a different kind. Let your body take this in. No need to understand. Just feel the space widen within you, like a deep, old room being opened for the first time in years. Light doesn't rush in, it settles, like dust in sunbeams. This is your room, your stillness, your sleep. Back in the waking world, dawn has begun to think about rising, but only just. A faint line of gray whispers along the horizon. The world isn't ready to wake yet, and neither are you. There is still time, time to drift, time to soften, time to float. The scrolls in Ambrose's chamber sigh on their shelves. The stones in the wall hold the last of the night's coolness. Even the glass bottles seem to hum a final lullaby, not with music, but with presence. Everything is at rest. Everything has let go. Let this idea rest gently on your chest. Not every transformation is loud. Not every healing is felt. Some of the deepest changes come when we surrender completely, when we stop striving, stop seeking, and simply sleep. The alchemist believed this too. He wrote, "Once, the gold we search for is not made of metal, but of silence deep enough to remake the soul." So sleep, dear listener, not just as rest, but as an alchemical return. You are not leaving the world behind. You are returning to yourself, to your breath, to your softness, to your true, quiet shape. The hourglass sits still in the dark, but its presence is felt. And in its stillness, it tells the final secret. You were never racing against time. You were always moving with it, like a leaf in the wind, like a boat on a river, like a sigh in the night. And now you float. Let go completely now. You are held. You are whole. You are part of this sacred hush, and you are sleeping deeper and deeper still. By now, even time has fallen asleep. The hourglass remains unchanged, but somehow you feel that more sand has fallen than ever before. Not rushed, not counted, but I felt. There is a peace that only long nights can give, the kind that seeps into your bones, uncoiling every knot of effort, softening every corner of the self. You are resting, not just for today. You are resting for all the days you forgot to, and for all the ones ahead that you will now meet replenished. Ambrose no longer dreams in images. He dreams in temperature, in texture, in quiet. He is surrounded by warmth, not hot, not stifling, but like the inside of a fresh loaf of bread, the middle of a thick wool blanket, the breath of a candle just blown out. There are no words here, only comfort, and you are there with him. Not watching, not separate, but sharing the same quiet place. You may not see it, but your presence is felt. The space around you stretches gently, making room for your stillness, like water partying for a hand that no longer wants to swim, only float. Let yourself melt further. If your thoughts rise, let them drift by like petals on a stream. No need to follow, no need to chase. They pass, and you stay still. Feel the weight of your head, your hands, your legs, everything cradled by gravity, and deeper still by grace. In the quiet chamber, nothing moves, and yet everything is alive. The stones in the wall remember sunlight. The floor remembers the feel of bare feet. The scrolls remember voices murmuring softly in the dark. Even the dust glows faintly in the dark, not from light, but from memory. All things, in their stillness, carry stories, and tonight you've become one of those stories. Not rushed, not spoken aloud, just whispered into the hush of the room and folded into its walls. Somewhere, far away, a church bell rings once, not as a summons, not as a warning, but as a blessing, a low, deep tone that tells the world it is still night. It is still time to rest. Let it ring through you, not as sound, but as permission to go deeper, to release more, to float farther into the soft dark. The alchemist once believed that sound carried more than information. He wrote in one of his notes, "A bell rung at midnight can clear the mind of sorrow if you let the vibration reach the breath." So let that soft bell clear your breath. Let it empty your chest of worry, your shoulders of tension, your thoughts of urgency. Nothing is urgent here, not even dawn. Ambrose stirs once, just enough to shift the blanket higher over his shoulders. His hands curl in softly, the way a child's hands do in deep sleep. He is not dreaming anymore. He is simply resting. And you are, too. The hourglass does not glow now. It simply exists, as do you. Not as someone to perform, or change, or fix. Just someone being, breathing, resting. And now, let even the idea of this story begin to fade. You don't need to listen anymore. Not with your mind. Not with your focus. The words are just background now. Like waves against a shore, you no longer need to walk. Let the voice become mist. Let the story breathe. Let everything fade except your peace. You are safe. You are still. You are asleep. And you are golden. The night has deepened into a velvet stillness. Not a breath stirs in the chamber now, save for your own, soft, even steady. There is no more story to tell, no more mystery to unfold. Only the quiet understanding that this peaceful, weightless moment is the real alchemy. The hourglass sits quietly on the table. Its sands no longer tumble. Instead, they rest like you resting. And just as the alchemist once believed time itself was an ingredient, so too is rest an ingredient. A magic more potent than any tincture or spell. A magic that transforms weariness into strength, chaos into calm, and wandering into home. Feel yourself becoming home. Wherever you are in your bed, on your couch, or beneath the stars, you are the quiet hearth fire, the soft blanket, the deep breath that carries the world away for a while. Your body knows this, your heart remembers, and your mind can now sleep. Imagine, for a moment, that you are back in Ambrose's lab, not as a visitor, but as part of the stone walls, the ancient scrolls, the warm flicker of candlelight. You are the soft echo of every breath the alchemist took, the gentle settling of every grain of sand in the hourglass, the silence that follows a whispered prayer. And when you awake, whenever that may be, carry this with you. You have touched the sacred quiet. You have rested in the golden pause. You have trusted time to hold you, and that is enough. Now, slowly, gently, let your breath return to the world outside. Feel your body waking, tiny movements beneath the skin, the flutter of eyelids, the soft stretch of muscles. But keep this quiet with you always. The alchemist's hourglass does not run out. It is endless, like your peace. Before I leave you now, take one last deep breath. Inhale the calm, exhale the rest. And when you are ready, drift fully into sleep. You are safe, you are loved, you are enough. Good night, dear one. Sleep well.